KKoray from right to left in the black. Who will be Qualifier 1 champion? Who will be top of the pile going into Christmas in EU?
I personally think here, regardless of the result, I think both players pretty much should have a grand final spot almost secured, because obviously they've done so well. You'd expect them to do relatively well, even if they don't make the top 6 again, but they'll at least do relatively well to get enough points to push on for a grand final spot. So there's always a positive to take from this, and again, both these competitors are here on merit. Everyone that's reached this stage, regardless of anything, has reached the stage on merit, so it's a massive congratulations to both these players.
Yeah, and even KKoray sort of made his impact in that first game in the grand final. He scored first, and it was all down to the second leg performance. Seemingly something that we've repeated the entire qualifier. Second legs are what is winning tournaments. Ronaldo dancing on the edge of the box. Beautiful reverse elastico. Looking for the shot at the near post. Great save from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and as you said, the second leg we saw from Razek, who won the second leg. Was it 7-0 or 7-1 against the Rebels? Yeah, whichever way it was. It was very resounding. We saw Gorilla, despite him having a fantastic first leg, the second leg he put on the show, and to win the game 4-0 against Nissi FIFA. And again, the second leg for Razek against Gorilla, we saw him score a lot of goals. So it is the second leg where it has been this, well, not necessarily the 100% most decisive game, but it's where the pressure is on. Can the player in the lead hold it? It's very difficult.
That's certainly, you'd say, being the swing leg, where the first leg's been more tentative, the second leg is where the players have come out. I often say the first leg of FIFA matches, especially in the competitive scene, players tend to play not to lose, and then the second leg they come out to play to win. Would you agree that that's sort of an accurate statement?
Of course, and for me personally anyway, when competing in games, especially when you're playing against somebody that you might not know, or even still, if you know you've played against them before, I use the first leg to sort of bide my time and try and see what they've done. Maybe if it's someone that I've always played before, have they changed something in their game plan? Has their formation changed, their personnel, their tactics? And I'll be a bit more risk averse, and I sort of, as I say, bide my time and wait for a perfect chance, rather than, let's say in the second leg, that's when I'll sort of up the tempo a little bit and play a bit more quicker and more, I guess, more normal than what I would play in a normal situation.
Quadrado doing well there to take the ball back, I should say, off Ronaldo. Still surprised with Desai in, and look, KKoray, he must be comfortable with Desai. He's been with him the entire tournament. He's only lost one game in the entire grand final, so clearly he knows what to expect from his icon centre-back. Pogba now in the middle of the pitch, French national teammate to Desai. Pele picking the ball up, probably 20 yards out. Ronaldo, little drag back, looking for the space to open up. Here is KKoray. Ronaldo, edge of the box, playing through to Pele, looking for the shot, and just, I think, cannons off a player for a corner kick. Short corner, played into N'Golo Kante. Couple of step overs, either with Kante. It's only a 2-star skill move, so it's so accessible, the step overs, to so many different players. Paul Pogba can provide any skill move in the book. Ronaldo now on the edge of the box, just runs into a white shirt and looks to break away for a potential Lefty counter-attack.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the step over being so accessible to pretty much every player on the game, any outfield player. And again, it's a thing where what makes it so effective is the speed boost you get from it as well. And there's sort of like a shield around. If you do it correctly and you're at the right angle, it's really hard for your opponent to get the ball back cleanly without, obviously if they do tackle, if they mistime it, they're going to give away a foul. So a lot of people, you try and back off and try and jockey rather than actually press tackle. And you'll see at certain angles it works, and Pele's through.
Oh, Pele!
What a tackle.
Oh. For a second, you saw Pele bringing out the little step overs. Unfortunately, wasn't meant to be for the Brazilian there in the end. Ronaldo, expect him to have a big impact on this grand final. Neymar into R9, looking to turn, but runs into just another one of KKoray's defenders. It seems like he's got a conveyor belt of defenders just rolling in. Like, if Desai loses a tackle, a CDM will drop in and win the ball back. Real good man management, you would say.
Exactly.
Defensively.
Yeah, every player's fighting for the badge on that pitch, but it's very tightly contested. There's still 10 minutes of this half here. It's Pele. again, another fantastic tackle. I believe that was Quadrado that time again. Maybe he is actually a viable option in CDM, and KKoray gives away the foul there for Lefty to regroup.
Yeah, being very impressed by Juan Quadrado, in all honesty. He seems to be doing a great job, whether it's at CDM or at right back. For me, he's always just been a chemistry player. You put him in to get Ronaldo on some essence of chemistry, or at 7 chem at right mid, but seemingly doing a really good job. Both players actually using him in this grand final, so it must show that he's got some level to his game.
Absolutely.
Marcus Rashford. R9 playing it through to CR7. Another great sliding tackle. I think both players, you would say, quite aggressive in their actual tackling. We've seen slide tackles, we've seen sort of manual moving players out of position and trying to win the ball back as well.
Very, very aggressive. And as you say, it's sort of a thing where you can be aggressive like that when you 100% know you're going to get the ball. And these players, they know each other's tendencies. They know their little intricacies around the box. They played each other so many times, they've said. So it's sort of a thing where you kind of know what he's going to do there. The shot was blocked. And 45th minute, the ball's kicked out. And it is 0-0 in the first half. Very tightly contested affair.
Very, very tense right now between these two. KKoray taking absolutely no chances at half-time. As soon as he saw 0 added minutes, that ball's getting booted out of play, and we're getting in to the interval. You see that sort of facial expression from KKoray, rubbing his eyes, a little shake of the head. Do you read too much into that, Ryan?
Yeah, body language, of course, and like the body features and facial features. It's very important, I'd say, in judging a person's, I guess, their mentality going into the game. He's probably a bit upset from the first game, allowing it to be reset. He knows he missed a few chances. He didn't necessarily make a huge mistake. Actually, was it? I believe he made the mistake actually with the goalkeeper. I believe it was. Yeah, he made one defensive error, but the other goals were, I guess, down to Lefty being great in that moment in time. But again, you don't want to be in a position where you feel like you had 4 legs of FIFA and all you had to do was win an aggregate in 2 of those, and you give it away. It's sort of a, it's not demotivating in a sense, but it's very difficult to take. It's very upsetting rather than making you, it wouldn't make you angry, it just make you upset.
Yeah, just for the simple fact that you had the sort of, you had the trophy, shall we say, in your own hands. Like it was in your favour to win. You had a more favourable chance to win it than your opponent. You could only have to win 2 legs of FIFA instead of 4 legs of FIFA. But Lefty resetting the bracket, and here we are. Grand final. Whoever wins this game over the 2 legs will be victorious. Juan Quadrado now picking up the ball in the midfield, knocking it through to Marcus Rashford. Rashford does well to intercept the pass. R9 just did a somersault, and KKoray wins the ball back.
Yeah, that was a crazy animation. But I was just about to say, actually, no, I'm not going to say it. Forget. I'm going to say. I was going to say I wouldn't be shocked if this goes to penalties. But now that I said that, watch the game end like 3-0 or something.
Oh, you've jinxed it, Ryan. You've just jinxed it.
But I'd be interested to see a penalty shootout to see who'll be crowned a champion. But again, there's nothing to split these 2 players apart.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think the players want that, really. I think penalties are a very harsh way of deciding who wins. I also think there will be, especially in the second leg, there will be a more dominant player. I think one of these 2 will come out in this second leg and really take it to their opponent. R9 Ronaldo getting dispossessed there, and it's going to be Pogba to bring the ball away, but that's a fantastic tackle. And this could be a real good chance for Lefty. Step overs with Ronaldo. Dead stops on the ball. Back inside, off the post. Rebound.
Yes, it's a goal. I thought he was off. I thought he was off. It is a goal for Lefty, and you can see the animation from KKoray. That is a man that is very upset and very, I guess, agitated. But the chance, I thought the first chance from Ronaldo has to go, and he hits the post. He was very fortunate to fall straight back to R9 to give him the 1-goal lead.
Cristiano Ronaldo manufactured the chance. I thought he should have probably gone in from Ronaldo's shot, but R9 Fox in the box, making sure that he picked up any of the scraps off of the post. Ronaldo here for KKoray, thinking through to Pele. What a save from the goalkeeper, and applause cued by Lefty. Wow.
In all honesty, again, it's so tough to call. It's really, really tough to call. But I feel like that chance it wasn't a mistake in a sense from KKoray, but it's a thing where he sort of dragged the centre back out to try and cut the lane where he didn't necessarily have to do that, and Lefty made a the use of the space with a step over, comes back inside, a finesse off the post, and then R9 buries it. And again, the thing is, right, in a game where it matters so much for you, right, these players, they don't need to win, but they'd love to win this game. It would do so much for them in terms of confidence. We saw Olelito even said it. When he won his cup on FIFA 20, the boost of confidence it gave him was ridiculous. And he said that sort of propelled him onto another level where you see how consistent he is now. He's not in the top six, but he's still amongst the names who you'd say are fantastic players and one of the best. But again, you don't want to do something that gives away a mistake. I feel like Gorilla kind of done that in the Razek second leg where he pushed too many players forward straight away. KKoray doesn't have to do that. It's literally one goal and there's still, 110 minutes at least left of these games. Yeah,
you don't want to lose the game due to yourself. You want to be outplayed. You don't want to lose the game due to your own mistake. And I think that's, if you get beat comfortably, you can hold your hands up and say, I lost the better player. But if you do something that you know you sort of manufactured yourself and you gave away yourself, I think it is a really tough situation to be in.
Yeah.
Pele here for KKoray, looking to level up the aggregate scoreline going into the second leg, but well defended yet again from Lefty. And just as you're alluding about Olelito winning the FUT Cup, I'm going to go back in time a little bit. 2017 in Madrid, Principe beat Gorilla in that tournament. Principe, from that tournament right now, is still regarded as one of the best Italian players, and it sort of spurred him on. He's played in multiple different tournaments from that moment onwards. It's really sort of set up his career.
Exactly. It puts you on a pedestal as to be amongst the great players. Like, it takes a lot to win a championship. Regardless, some people can say some people win it based on luck in certain games. It means nothing. To get there, you have to go past so many levels of pros or competitive players that perhaps, regardless of the bracket, you could play the best players in the world all in a row, and then you could have a side of a bracket where you play nobody who has won a trophy before. You have to beat what's in front of you, and to do that is very difficult at this level.
Absolutely. It's just, I hear August Rosemeyer talking about it a lot. It's the small margins.
Absolutely.
It's always the small margins in FIFA that separate winning a trophy and even getting knocked out in the Swiss or in the group stages. Ronaldo now looking to get away from Kyle Walker. A second goal here for Lefty would be huge in the complexion of this game. R9 looking to turn his man. Desai comes out. Doesn't win the ball, does Marcel Desai. Cuadrado now faced with the task of dispossessing R9. Cristiano linking through to Gerard Deulofeu. Looking to turn. Ball's going to bounce back to Gerard Deulofeu. Into Ronaldo.
Oh my God.
Could be huge. The ball seemingly finding its way back to Lefty again.
My God.
Marcus Rashford, a couple of step overs. And it will go out for a corner.
Pressure's not done yet. KKoray, though, he made a mistake initially to give the ball away, and Lefty here, he can be smart. He doesn't have to force a chance. He can wait, because KKoray seems to be dragging out players and lunging in when he doesn't necessarily have to.
Rashford into R9. Scoop turn down the line. Cuadrado comes across. Ronaldo turns back onto his right. Double step over.
Beautiful.
Near post strike.
That's a beautiful goal.
Huge goal. Ryan, what a finish from Ronaldo. The composure to keep his head when defenders were flying at him. Little step over and rifled in the near post.
So composed. And honestly, I know I just spoke about Olelito. That is a goal that sort of reminds me of how Olelito plays. He's very calm, composed, and he doesn't rush a chance. He waits. And Lefty knew there. Oh, actually, hold on a second.
Chance. Pele up the other end. Great block. That'll do us, I think.
Is the ref going to blow the whistle?
For this first leg of our grand final, Lefty taking a huge 2-0 aggregate scoreline going into the second leg. And look, I'm looking at these two players right now, seeing live shots of these players. KKoray looks like a man frustrated.
Yep, and if the game was won outside of FIFA, Lefty's won. It's 3-0. Not even 2. He's got another goal because of the negative emotions from KKoray. Again, it's a thing where you sort of can look. You said again what Age mentioned before, the narrow margins. Some things where if they went in his favour in the first game, he wouldn't even have to be in this position. And he just needs to think here, it's only 2 goals. 2 goals in FIFA is never a safe lead. You hear it, the commentators even say it on the game, so there's still a lot to play for.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're just seeing what KKoray is looking like right now. He looks dejected. He looks demotivated, if anything, to play this second leg, but he has to try and get back into this match. The only person who can help him is himself at this stage. On the other side of that, Lefty, he did the hard work, Ryan. He reset the bracket. He fought hard to get back into the game and had an outstanding second leg performance, winning 3-1. He's 90 minutes away from taking the top spot.
90 minutes, that's all it is. But the thing is, the game would just feel like it's going on forever for him. But again, the second goal that he scored sort of summarized his whole performance as a whole in that particular leg. He was very calm, he was very composed. He waited for the time to wait and drag a player out of waited for KKoray to drag a player out of position. And again, I don't think KKoray done bad in that situation or in that sequence for the second goal, because he cut off all the opportunities to score, and Lefty just waited. He waited and waited and waited until the chance. And yeah, the second leg, 90 minutes, and it's still all to play for technically.
Here we go. 90 minutes of FIFA to find out who will be Qualifier 1 champion. It's going to be Lefty kicking from right to left with a 2-goal advantage on aggregate. Second leg underway right now. Early cross into the back post. Edison does well to collect it. It's going to be KKoray from left to right in the black. Quite risky from Edison there, rolling it out. But he does well. Lovely double step over as well. Early indications. What are we looking for? Do you think tactically has KKoray changed anything? Can you see as of yet, Ryan? It looks pretty similar to what he's been running the entire tournament.
Yeah, I don't think he's changed anything tactically or in terms of personnel or anything drastic like that. I just feel like it's the things you can change. There are things like outside of the game, just mentally going into it thinking, all right, if I get a chance to play the through ball, I'm going to take the chance. Because again, in the first leg, I felt like he was very risk averse compared to the first leg in the first game where these two played against each other. He was taking those through balls instantly where they might not necessarily have been 100% like they would go through, but he was taking them anyway and they were working. But in that first leg, he just didn't do those type of sequences that were working for him now. So I guess the thing that he could change is just being a bit more free-flowing going forward, which he's done.
That's nice. Oh, what a challenge. Kyle Walker, Pele rides it, and that's a big goal for KKoray. One goal, and the entire expression changes from that young man. I thought Kyle Walker would actually slide tackle the ball, but Pele rolled the challenge and smashed it in.
That tackle, if that worked out, that would have been just as good as a goal. It would have been on the level of the Van der Sar save for Razak against Gorilla, but he done well, KKoray. He was very composed. He waited for the ball to drop back to Pele. He could have rushed it there, but he done well. Arrowed it into the corner. 2-1, as I said, it is completely all to play for now.
Absolutely. Let's really see what these two are made of. What does KKoray have in the locker? Can Lefty continue to see out this game? A few tetchy passes, shall we say, in the last couple of minutes for Lefty, and Marcus Rashford with grass to run into. Varane comes across, but you're more than happy to pull a centre-back all the way out there. That's almost a win if you're KKoray. Mbappe inside the box. Beautiful from him. He's looking for the cutback. Finds Kante on the edge. Walker does well. It just looks a lot more fluid already from KKoray.
This is what I'm talking about. It doesn't necessarily have to be a change in terms of tactics. He's doing well there where that ball went to reverse elastico. Just the sequences of skill moves have been working so far in the first 20 minutes, even though Lefty is on the attack right now.
Ronaldo on the edge, but Pogba does very well just to steal the ball back off of the Brazilian icon. Just want to see if there is anything changed. It still looks like the 4-4-2 that he was running earlier. KKoray. Couple of step overs from Ronaldo. Expect to see the skill moves flowing even more so. Now he's got that goal back. Oof, for a second I thought he was going to bundle his way through there. That's pretty risky out the back, but Mendy's done very well to win the first header.
Very, very well. That's an important header in all honesty, because if he loses out that header there, it's almost not a guaranteed goal, but he's in a predicament where the likelihood of conceding is very, very high, and obviously you want to avoid that situation. He can play that through there with Rashford.
Going to recycle the ball all the way across the pitch here. Is Lefty. Everyone's seemingly getting a touch on the ball here. Ronaldo. Couple of step overs, looking to open up a different angle to attack, but Kyle Walker does very well at the back, and I'm sure Kyle Walker's stock will be rising after this particular event. It seems like him at centre-back is certainly the go-to alongside Rafael Varane.
thought there was a chance there because Lefty pulled out a defender there quite drastically. I didn't expect that. That was a very irrational thing to do there, but a very rash thing to do that. And is that on? No, it was off anyway. But yeah, I believe it was offside. Great interception, but I have to echo the statement on Kyle Walker again. He's so good. Like, as I say, not just for the through balls, but he's not a weak centre back. Yes, he's extremely pacey, but he does have some physical presence about him as well. Obviously not on the level of like Joe Gomez or Van Dijk or Varane in terms of physical presence, but the pace and just everything that he offers. He's also a good ball playing defender. He can pass out. Is that onside? Surely that's
chance.
I was going to say.
Oh, just offside there. I thought for a second R9 had sprung the trap. Cuadrado just waiting. Sometimes, we often see players. I remember Tex doing it a lot last year, almost just standing on the ball and just waiting for things to happen. What's the thought process behind that?
It's sort of a thing where, for me personally, anyway, if I'm defending against somebody they reach the edge of my box, especially with someone like R9 or Neymar who can turn on the other side, they've got every skill in their skill set, and they stand still, petrified. Because you don't know what's going to come out. Is it going to be something with a lot of flair, like a rainbow flick, a sombrero flick, an elastico where they're just going to turn and shoot? Like, you don't know whether to press or to run off. It's very difficult to defend, and this is a chance here.
Ronaldo!
Goal. Amazing.
What a goal. It was sort of worked through Phil and Mendy, I think it was, getting down that left-hand side, bombing on from full-back, cutting it back to Cristiano Ronaldo, who inside the box is as lethal as anyone. And once again, that 2-goal cushion reinstated for Lefty.
Once that fake shot stop happened, and I saw that KKoray tried to change cursor to try, because he committed already, it was game over there from when the ball was played across to Ronaldo. As you said, who's never going to miss from that. One of the most ruthless finishers, if not the most ruthless finisher this year for me.
3-1 with just coming up on half-time in the second leg. 45 minutes left to play. If Lefty gets another here, this could be all said and done. Ronaldo in a battle against Desai. But the defender does well on that occasion. You see the manual player lock running beyond, sort of, would you say, I don't want to say, like, wasteful, but last chance saloon a little bit almost there as well. Like, just trying anything to get a goal.
He has to go for it there, because it's the 45th minute. If he plays it on the floor, like in the middle of the park, the whistle's going to blow for half time. So you sort of have to force the ball forward. Maybe do something crazy like an LBY over the top and just hope that you get like a bundle, or the goalkeeper misjudges the bounce, or just something which favours you. Yeah. But we see a Lefty, in all fairness, credit to him as well. He's very calm. He's very composed. He sat back. I haven't really seen any outpour of emotion, regardless if he's conceded or if he's scored. Contrary to KKoray, who, regardless of anything that happens in the game, it might just be a chance that he misses. He's very, I guess, on the edge of his seat and agitated compared to the first leg. That I didn't really see that from him when he won the first games between these two.
Yeah, and I mean, look, KKoray was unbeaten in the entire qualifier up to the grand final. He beat every single player, so losing is a very sort of unusual sensation for him. You often see very successful footballers, very successful boxers, when they suffer that loss or that first loss, I don't want to say the toys go out of the pram a little bit, but it's hard to reclaim and regain composure. And KKoray, it looks like that's happened a little bit here.
Yeah, exactly. And he's still in the game. As I say, it's a 2-goal deficit, so it's still not over yet. There's still a long way to go in this game. Well, it'll feel like an extremely long way to go for Lefty, but he can still come back in this game. He showed how good he is in going forward. He scored a lot of goals. He scored important goals as well at important moments, and again, he's utilising the bridge skill move, the step overs at the right angles and stuff. He just has to be a bit more decisive on choosing what he wants to do when going forward.
Lefty in cruise control right now. He can decide when and where this game goes. Been 3-1 up, 30 minutes left to play. If he gets a fourth goal, surely.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's all said and done. That's beautiful.
It's lovely.
With the reverse elastico, Ryan Pessoa, Lefty has been unbelievable in this grand final.
Yeah, that reverse elastico, that could break somebody's neck. That was outrageous. Honestly, he's done the right skin with there, the right angle perfectly onto Ronaldo's left foot, and who better to have on the left foot there? Very clinical and very reliable at that moment in time. And 3 goals down, I believe, is it the 60th minute or so? So there's about, half an hour left to play. And he sort of has to go for it now. You don't, dare I say, go all guns blazing and change to. Nah, I think it's a little too early to change to a 3-back, but sort of just commit a few more players forward, increase your depth as well, and increase the amount of players that will be supporting in the box.
Yeah, I mean, look, 30 minutes left to play. It's surely that time of the evening, that time of the game where KKoray has to go for it. If you're not going for it, 4-1 down, you're gonna kick yourself. Because if you lose this game, say 4-3 again, and you just keep on playing the way you are, the biggest question you ask yourself is, what if? What if I went for it? What if I put more bodies forward? Chance here for Ronaldo. Kyle Walker again, seemingly singing his praises so much in this qualifier.
Kyle Walker, unbelievable. And again, testament to Desai as well. Major shout out to him. Proved me wrong. I thought it would be a waste of a choice, but he's proven to be incredible for KKoray, regardless of the scoreline. If he wins or loses, Desai's been one of the staples in his team, and you could understand the selection.
Chance for a fifth here. Short corner played into Phil Mendy. He's got seemingly a 2 against 2 there on the left-hand side. Marcus Rashford getting down the byline, cutting it back. Ronaldo on the rebound. Second time of asking.
It is very
lucky. KKoray not happy with that at all.
He's walked away as well. We saw finally an outpour of emotion from Lefty. He celebrates with a fist pump. 5-1. We have to say it's all over now. There's 25 minutes to go. And yeah, Rich, I think we're looking at our first winner of the European Regional Cup 1.
Absolutely. Very lucky. Like, we're not saying it wasn't the rebound at the near post, but he had to get into that opportunity. He had to take it. And look, I think for me, I'm looking at Lefty's not only desire to win, it's very easy to, when you concede when you come in from the losers bracket and you concede, especially in the grand final, to turn that game around, to go into the second leg, win 3-0. He said it in the interview before the match with Spencer and Mike and Jimmy. I don't need a coach because my mental game is very good. And he has shown that right here, right now. He is one of the strongest mental players for his age that I've seen.
Yeah, it takes a lot. Like, people don't realise, unless you're in that situation yourself, where, especially in a loser bracket, as you say, he has to come on, he has to win 2 sets of games in order to come out victorious. And he went 1 goal down, he went down again, and he still came back from it. That takes a lot. It really does take a lot. So it's a huge testimony to his mentality and his ability as well. Oh my goodness.
Oh, he just absolutely broke his legs. He broke his ankles right there. Ball roll, scoop turn. Short one into Rashford. The skill moves out in full flow. I think Lefty knows that it's party time for him right now. Unless KKoray can bring us a comeback greater than I've ever seen before. Borussia Esports Lefty will be victorious. Cross whipped onto the edge of the box. Rashford will be picking up the scraps there. Looking for him down the line again. Little double tap pass into Alessandrini. Wait for the drag back. Ball bouncing around the box. I thought he could have bounced to Ronaldo for a second there.
I thought it would have been another fortunate goal, but he's very, very good going forward. I have to give major credits. He's making the right choices at literally 99% of the time. So, again, it's not easy to do. It's very easy to say that he should be doing this or that whilst watching it, but being in that moment in time and making sure you are making the correct choices is no easy feat.
I think KKoray, you can see, just from the sheer lack of defenders at the back there, that he knows this game is all but over. Only thing he's waiting for is the final whistle to collect that silver medal.
Kyle Walker.
But what a performance. I cannot stress how good of a performance this has been from Lefty. He got beaten by KKoray in the winners bracket final. He went down to the losers bracket, beat Nicholas Razek 7-2 in the losers bracket final, beat KKoray 4-3 in the first sort of game that he had to win to reset the bracket, and now he's leading 5-1.
I think that Razek game was a humongous boost of confidence. Like, obviously, to get here anyway, you have to be a superb player. But to beat someone like Razek that resounding, the confidence levels surely must be through the roof. And you can see it with the gameplay. He's starting. I've jinxed it. He's conceded a goal, but he's still winning. He's conceded, but he's still winning.
Yeah, absolutely. 7 minutes left to go. 3 goals needed for KKoray, but it could be more goals than that. Lefty going through with R9 there, taking it deep into the corner. And look, KKoray, it's not that he's not played good in this final, because he has played well. It's been a couple of mistakes at the back, and also Lefty's unbelievable composure in the final third, that when chances fall for you, even if it's through a mistake, you've still got to take that chance, and he's done it better than anybody else.
Yeah, exactly. As you say, there are opportunities where some people might fluff the chance, but he's done well, even though in that situation he did mess up. For the majority of chances that he did get, he took them well. And in this case, with CR7, he brings out this skill moves. He's trying to float with some flair, and it is all over. 5-2. The whistle hasn't gone yet, but there is. If KKoray wins, let's say if he comes back in this game, let's just say there'll be. Oh my god! I feel like every time I talk, somebody scores.
Yeah. Look, Ryan, you've got a magic voice.
Honestly.
As soon as you talk, somebody scores a goal. But I don't think it will be. 5 goals to 3 with only 1 minute added time. Lefty will be your champion. He came from the losers bracket. He had to reset the bracket, and he was unbelievable in our grand final, beating KKoray 4 goals to 3 in the first game, and then a comfortable 5-3 victory against the man who was unbeaten up to that point. What a performance, Ryan Pessoa.